Well, this is very early in the podcasting career of mine. I've already uploaded 3 videos till now, and I don't really edit them all. It is it is such an ambiguous situation for me, and I am standing at a point where I have two options really. Either I can approach, and not even approach, I have people in my matchmaker.fm page ready for podcasting with me, ready to have an interview with me, you know, as a guest. But the thing is, the fuck? That's the fucking issue. That's the fucking issue. This noise is the fucking issue, and I don't. I'm not saying that this is their problem and they have to resolve it. They have to do. They have to be quiet while I'm recording. But the thing is, these are the issues which I face, which I think everyone around the Indian subcontinent face, because we live in a society where not a lot of people are getting this opportunity of talking to people. I think, and I'll come back to that point later, but I think talking to a camera like I am, it is one of those things which is truly and not a right. It's not a right. It's not my right to be on camera and talking to you. It's my privilege. It's my privilege that I'm talking to you guys right now. I can record, and that is my right. I can record anybody, but I think you don't owe me something. Like, I got 5 subscribers on my YouTube channel, and I think that every one of them, and not a lot of them are uh, real people, and not real in the sense they are not bot subscribers, but they are not the people who eventually found me out. They are the people I recommended my channel to, and this is such a privilege. And these things around me, and I might be called a brat because of the things I'm saying, but these are the things which I wanted to put out. And let's just go back to the point which I was talking about earlier. Why I'm not doing interviews right now again? Because doing interviews in like midnight, I don't think that's the best way to do anything. I'm doing them. Even if I'm doing them, I'm doing for the sake of it. Cause first of all, I'm not at the peak of my productive mind at 12 o'clock. Plus, there will be some lethargic movement in my body language. I won't be the person I am at 9 to, let's say 6. I'm not the person at that time because I am lazy. I need some sleep, and third, I need a blanket, man. It's really cold out here. Plus, I don't have really a room. This is something which I am borrowing from my grandmother. My grandmother sleeps here, and I cannot be like, no, I just want this room because I want to record this, I want to record that. And the time when I was recording those 3 podcasts, the back 3 podcasts, my grandmother was not even at home. She was at my aunt's house or something. Yeah, she was at my aunt's house, and these are the things which actually factor in a lot of the times where I'm thinking of recording a podcast. I got people in my DMs, not in my DMs, like people who really want to be a guest on multiple podcasts because they want to be interviewed. Because I don't know, I didn't really even knew about this whole process of people actually be like, yeah, can you, like, I want to be a guest on your podcast. I didn't really know about that thing. But actually, man to man, such a bad thing to say. But The thing is, I started this because I wanted to have something which created a number impact on my college application for US universities. I really want to go there. Why, you may ask? Because as this is in conversation, I don't really have some guest. Let's just continue this. Why I want to go US? Well, a lot of reasons. First, I cannot study a random engineering degree in Indian universities because that's what I get. I don't think so. I don't, and I have my JE exam like on 23, and I don't really want to study. I've never studied for it. I tried studying for it for like 1 or 2 months, but then I was like, no, I don't want to pursue this. I don't have this goal in my mind when where I want to be like I want to become this engineer. Why? I don't know. I don't have this notion in my mind कि यार I want to become this engineer. Why I want to become an engineer? Why? Because it's the top job. No, it is not the top job. Why? Because my parents told me probably, but this peer pressure around the whole world. And when I was in 10th grade, I was like, I won't be falling into these whole rat trap. But as I was in 11th or 12th, I was slowly getting into these problems. And when you are introspecting your life on this broader way, you will feel like that that everything is worthless. And when I'm thinking of telling you why I want to pursue my education in the US, I am thinking that is worthless too. When you think about it on a very broader perspective, from an observer's view, from a third person view, taking you, and what major I want to do, I want to do film and media studies with computer science, if that's possible, as in a double major. But why? That's the biggest question. Where I want to become a director. Okay, what are the chances of breaking into Hollywood, or breaking into Bollywood, or breaking into Tollywood or any other film industry? Next to zero. Not zero, but very close to zero. Will I ever break into Hollywood? I don't know. Nobody knows. That's the whole point. Nobody knows what you can do, what you can't. Maybe going to US, maybe studying abroad will make my mind be so vulnerable that I won't be able to I won't be able to talk through my depression like I'm doing it now. Well, am I depressed? I don't think so. And India is such a place where depression is taken so lightly in Indian households that you don't even know if you have depression, and even if you have depression, can't you can't do shit. You can't tell your parents, because one way or another they will think that it is because of them, and might be it is because of them, and this will make them so angry. Well, I can tell 100 things about myself, and you might be like, that's a fucking trauma, and I don't think so, because trauma is necessary for someone's life. Well, how? Because trauma can push someone, but can push someone to that, it can push someone, yeah, it can. But there are two really good locations of pushing someone because of trauma. One way is to become the greatest human being ever in the history of the bloodline, or push someone to some extent that person might not even able be to become the most average person in the bloodline. The whole point of being in a bloodline taking forward is to become better than the previous one, and you can do it if you are doing it the wrong freaking way. I imagine myself going to US universities. I imagine myself going to Indian universities. what change? Some might ask. But that change, you know what? What is that change? I might be feeling more vulnerable in the whole spectrum of being a worthless piece of shit in Indian universities because I cannot perform very well on the rigorous courses. And I might feel that same way in US universities or any other country universities while being away from my family, away from the away from everyone, away from the epicenter of my life. And if I stay in India, what is the best I can get? Can I break into Bollywood? I don't think so. Can I break into Hollywood when I'm in US? I don't know. The same stakes. The same freaking stakes. I might get into US universities with a good scholarship and I might be able to break into Hollywood someday. I might be 50 at that time, but what is the great use of it? What is the great use of the whole perspective that while I'm and the more I talk about it, the more my thoughts tangle up. If I just have to put a stop at this moment of this whole video, I will be able to think more clearly, and this whole branching of my thoughts is so bad. It is so bad that people might people might recommend me to meditate. Well, I'm 12 minutes into this video and I am now questioning my life. And I'll not make this video a lot bigger because I don't really have any point to speak about. But what is going to be the future of this podcast? Well, I'm gonna post solo podcast or the podcast where I don't really have to wake up at 12 o'clock in the night. I'll post interviews with people who are actually Indian or in my same time zone across the whole Asian subcontinent. Well, that's it. That's totally it. These issues, these things will might run along for a longer period of time, and I might be bragging about them at the point. But this was important. This was important to share. This was important because what I what I'm trying to achieve from this video is not and not just this video from this podcast is that one day there will be people who will be cheering me while I'm getting some award, and this might be the most delusional shit of the whole video, but delusion if delusion can get me to that point where I'm actually getting nominated, where I'm actually being considered, I think I won. I think I freaking won. And that's it. Bye bye.